What's up everybody and welcome back to another exciting, riveting, and dare I say even a powerful episode of Fallout 4 upcoming mods. This is a series where I show you guys some currently work in progress mods by some different mod authors in the community. A lot of these mods are very cool, especially this episode. If you like weapon mods, you're gonna like this one. With that being said, everything I do show you is linked down below. If you do really like what you see, I encourage you to check out either be a YouTube channel, a Nexus page, and support these mod authors. They're doing all this work for free, and a lot of them just out of their own free time outside of school or their regular day job. Even just a simple endorsement or like or comment on a YouTube video goes a long way, so I definitely recommend you guys do that. Speaking of, if you like my content, feel free to stay subscribed or even comment and like down below. But with that being said, we'll just jump straight into it. So the first mod I do want to show you is one that we may never actually get to play ourselves. That's going to be the SK-AR45. I'm not entirely sure how you're meant to pronounce that. Obviously it's a play on words of the Scar. It looks like the Scar, but more of a futuristic version of the Scar. This is something Haru did throw together as more of a project or proof of concept, nothing that's necessarily going to be released. Although I definitely encourage him to release this. I really like the theme of this one. Basically it's meant to be a more futuristic weapon, like something you see in Titanfall. I personally have played Titanfall and Titanfall 2, and I really like both of those games, although not my typical kind of alley of video games. I think the weaponry there is very good, and actually a lot of the animations in those games are done by a guy named Hyper who got his start on YouTube. I actually started watching him when he had a very small channel and kind of followed him to getting hired at Respawn Entertainment. This is personally something I think would be cool to see more of in Fallout 4. We have a ton of modern firearms, so seeing some of them with a little bit of a twist to make them a bit more futuristic like the game does take place would be kind of cool, even with the post-apocalyptic setting. Then we do have the Carbine. So this is actually something pretty interesting. Previously, Deadpool 2099 was just working on a singular service rifle. Now he's kind of splitting up the project and some of the assets from it into two separate but very compatible and similar mods. Basically, in Fallout New Vegas, there was the service rifle that did ship with the vanilla game. It was very iconic. You saw it on the NCR. But there was also the Assault Carbine that was part of the Gunrunner's arsenal and in the regular game in some other ways. That was kind of more of an M4, while the service rifle was more of an M16. These are two very similar weapons, but of course different in their own right. So the Carbine is going to be more of the M4, while the service rifle is going to be more of the M16. He does also give us a few details about both guns. The Carbine should be coming out first in the next few weeks, while the service rifle may be closer to a month. Attachments for the two weapons are going to be interchangeable. That's actually very cool and something I think is going to be quite cool to experience in game, especially if you're playing like a survival playthrough or not really a high level playthrough, when you're still trying to get different components to create some of these different weapon mods. Being able to switch between the two is going to be pretty cool. And then finally, as you can see in some of the images, there are some Nuka World paint jobs. That's basically going to change the weapon to a 7.62, and personally I think they just look pretty cool. I really like this addition. I think it's a cool change to have, and I like that although this is technically two mods, they're going to be really interchangeable and work together quite well. So we do have the Union Blaster. So this one's pretty cool. It's basically going to be part of a larger quest mod, A Pluribus Unum. Although the blaster itself is going to be released as a standalone mod. As you can see, again, it is a pretty cool weapon. It's almost like an ion laser weapon. It looks a bit different, and that's kind of a category of weapon mods that we really don't have a ton of. There's a few different options in the game, but as far as the modding scene goes, it's mostly focused on modern firearms or really guns from previous Fallouts, and not too many things that are totally unique that fit the theme of Fallout 4. All around, again, this one is looking pretty promising. The screenshots definitely look pretty cool. The textures are pretty top notch, and it kind of has a feel of something that would fit into the game quite well. So we actually have another Assault Carbine. This is going to be part of a larger mod known as Junkmaster. If you've never heard of it, it seems like it's actually only available on Bethesda.net. So a lot of people that do frequent Nexus may have never seen this one at all. I know personally I had never even heard of it and actually had kind of a problem searching it to find out details about what it was. Regardless, basically there's going to be another Assault Carbine. I think this mod author is a bit more novice, which he does kind of acknowledge in his post, and I think that's okay. Another thing he acknowledges, which I think is quite cool, is that he actually is going to try and make this gun feel a bit different than Deadpool's version of the same Carbine. He doesn't really specify how he's going to do that. I imagine he'll better know when he actually can use Deadpool's Carbine and then kind of look at what that does and try and improve on it or just change things in different ways. All around though, I think the M4 platform is something that Fallout 4 is severely lacking. It seems like something you would normally have like a plethora of mods for, but we really only have a few good options out there right now. I'm excited to see it start getting expanded. So then we do have another upcoming update to the Great Green Jewel. Basically, this is a mod aiming to overhaul Diamond City. It's an existing mod that you can go and download right now, and I definitely recommend you do so if you haven't before. More or less what this iteration of the mod is going to attempt to take on is the med shop owned by Solomon. As you can see right here in these images, it does totally look different. The Great Green Jewel as a whole is again just trying to revamp Diamond City, make it a great green jewel of the Commonwealth, and something that is all around just really cool to explore and experience. And obviously this is going to definitely be a step in the right direction. I really love these screenshots he does provide. It makes it seem a lot more vibrant, like a actual shop owner would have. You want to draw attention to your shop, and I like how it uses a red theme because it is, you know, a med shop. I think that fits pretty well with what the shop does sell. All around, this is a really cool mod, one of my favorite mods that are a little bit different out there right now. And again, if you haven't downloaded the existing version, I definitely recommend you do so. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this episode of Fallout 4 upcoming mods. Let me know in the comments down below, which of these were your favorite mods? Was there one that you really liked more than all the others? I'm kind of split on this episode. I don't have one that really stood out to me like, oh yeah, that's my favorite mod of all time. I think all of them looked pretty cool, with some of them just kind of being a little bit better, but not really any standouts this time. As always, thank you guys again for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.